So today we're reviewing
Jurassic World.
Jurassic World is
14 years.
14 years
That's
after
crazy.
to get a new Jurassic movie, which is definitely a really long time. The start of a new trilogy, the Jurassic World movie. So
it's the fourth edition of the Jurassic Park
installment.
franchise. Yeah, the fourth installment.
And what was your initial reaction?
My initial reaction to this movie is this is definitely an unpopular opinion because I know a lot of people don't necessarily like this movie. They didn't like. People liked it, but it's mixed. But they didn't really like. I don't know. I loved this movie. This is like one of my favorite all-time movies out of all of them. Like, obviously, I think Jurassic Park might be #1 still, but this is pushing it. Like, Suicide Squad, Jurassic Park, and Jurassic World is right up there in my top 3. Maybe even sometimes I watch it all the time. I have like 2 Blu-rays of it. I have posters all over the place. That is like, it's probably one of my favorite movies of all time, and it's only 3 years ago. So yeah. I really like this movie. I won't go into specifics yet, but yeah, I really like this movie. How about you?
I definitely really like this movie also. I definitely really like this movie. I can't believe it was 3 years ago. That was the same year Avengers 2 came out. But Jurassic World is the start to this new trilogy, and I had expectations for this movie, and I really didn't think they would come true, but the fact that they did. I really like this movie also, and why don't we get into our positives? Because I can't.
My positives are just about everything in this movie. I'll name off a couple things. It's gonna be hard to hit everything, but definitely just seeing the park, or John Hammond's dream come to life in the 2015 time frame. Because this world is, it's the same year as the movies come out. So this movie takes place in 2015, which is kind of cool. It's like, yeah. That's why this movie's taking place 3 years after, because it was 3 years since the movie came out. You know that? That's crazy how they're doing that. But just seeing the world, seeing dinosaurs. I love so many things. I like so many tie-ins to the universe. Because at first I was worried they were going to do a reboot type thing where they're just going to throw everything away, but they don't. They keep the storyline going. It's the same universe.
A lot of callbacks. And
I like just about every single character in this movie. Starting with Hoskins, one of my favorite villains of any movie.
These guys are gonna run straight into the enemy's teeth and eat them, belt buckle and all. Imagine if we had these puppies in Tora Bora.
It's just. The way that he is, that's one of my favorite characters in the movie. I like Owen, Claire, the kids in this movie I liked, Barry, the other raptor trainer, Henry Wu, another standout in this movie that I was so glad that they brought him back. He was the only returning cast member, but just the characters, the storyline, just the whole world, I just love being thrown back into this world that I love so much. And I guess I'll get into more stuff later, but there's just some great dinosaur moments. Just imagining, I always kind of imagine myself going to this kind of a park and seeing these, like the gyrosphere, the monorails, the Mosasaurus tank. There's so many things I liked about it. Then obviously the ending was amazing with the major boss scene between the T-Rex and the Indominus Rex, and obviously the Raptor Blue. I'll let you say some positives and I'll get into more things after that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we might as well just go to the biggest positive. When I was watching the trailers for this movie, people were saying, wait, that's the T-Rex growl or something, and people were saying,
like the T-Rex spot,
yeah, and people were saying, because you saw the Indominus for the trailers, which they actually hid pretty well in the trailers.
They did really good with their trailers.
You didn't get a good shot of the Indominus, really. No. But the fact that they didn't even show that whole in battle was definitely really good, and that's something that a lot of movies I wish they could do, is not show the in battle. But the fact that that fight actually happened was pretty surreal, because I remember watching it and I was like talking to you or something, and I was saying, I really hope the T-Rex fights with him, because that would be awesome. And I was like, there's no way that actually is going to happen, but it actually happened, and it was definitely really cool. It's definitely the biggest positive, but there is a lot of good moments in this movie. Like, there's a lot of memorable moments, and that's how I judge a movie. Like, the Indominus talking to the raptors, the whole scene where the raptors are killing him, the breakout scene.
I mean,
the Mosasaur.
There's just so many things that, like, just almost everything's a positive. It's just like for me at least, there's just like
I have some negatives, but they're minor.
Like the raptor training, I totally bought into, because you know that, like, obviously they'll expand on this in the next Jurassic World. He raised these raptors from birth, and basically just had a major bond between them. And they didn't go over the top to where like they were like pets. Like they were still really dangerous.
Yeah,
they almost attacked him twice, at least twice. So I bought the whole time they followed him on the motorcycle, and then when the Indominus spoke to him because he's part raptor, and I was definitely worried about the T-Rex because like they showed him in that scene where you see him in that cool T-Rex exhibit, and then as the movie's going on and on and on, I'm like, there has to be a better scene of the T-Rex. And then when she starts to run into that one, and she's open pack 9, and she opens the flare, I'm like, oh, this is...
Yeah, you see the eyes glowing. It's
just such probably one of the greatest shots in Jurassic Park, the whole franchise, right up there with all the great ones.
It's definitely a crazy moment in the theaters, and when the T-Rex almost dies. I remember the theater we were at, like a kid. Where was I there?
Well, no,
a kid screamed out when
people
the T-Rex
were
died.
I was the first time I saw it. I didn't watch the trailer. Like this was the first. Like I didn't watch all the trailers, so I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was like, they can't kill this thing off again, are they? And
I thought I thought the T-Rex was gonna die. Like he wasn't gonna bite him, but he was eventually gonna bleed out and die. Yeah. That's what I thought was gonna happen because the T-Rex, like I said, is not a good guy. I mean, it's it helps out, but it doesn't just help out because it wants to. It's like the T-Rex is still a deadly thing and wants to eat people.
He was chasing Claire out of the exhibit. I mean, the thing, I don't think I mentioned it was awesome. This is the T-Rex from the first one. So it's the same one, it's older. So the fact that they tied that in was awesome. But no, having Blue come around the corner and save him, because there was 4 raptors, and obviously Charlie, Echo, and Delta all die fighting. Charlie gets blown up by a RPG, but the other Delta and Echo get killed in the fight against the Indominus. But no, Blue is one of my favorite characters in this movie. I forgot to mention him, or her. Just that whole fight scene, and then the Mosasaur coming out. The Mosasaur was another standout because there was just so many new dinosaurs in this movie that was just awesome to see added into this universe.
The one thing about the training the raptors, I heard there were some comments that like they're training them like they're dogs or something. It's like, first of all, you've never seen a raptor in your life, so you have no idea what it's like to talk to, or interact with a raptor. They don't exist now. But the fact that he is raising them from birth. Any animal on the planet you can raise from birth and have some bond with it. People swim with crocodiles, so I don't see why that's so difficult. And they're even like, they don't even train them perfectly in the movie. He almost gets eaten, so literally, that's why I don't know why that's a problem.
Literally, they're training them. Obviously, they train them probably on the same level when they were younger, but they were training them from up above them. They're not going to be in their pen with them. I mean, that's why
food. It's not like he's perfectly.
He even said so many times like it's not. They're wild animals. Like that's one thing that's made
unpredictable.
That's made clear through this movie is that they're wild animals.
Actually, it took me a long time to realize this, but the Hoskins character, I think, was literally made to pay service to Nedry. It took me a while to realize that, but that has to be what they were going for, right?
I mean, there's so many lines that I'll show you right now.
These guys are gonna run straight into the enemy's teeth and eat them, belt buckle and all. Imagine if we had these puppies in Tora Bora.
Well, but the one thing we need to talk about is the CGI, which people say is bad.
Yeah.
Which is just, I mean, I thought I was like in an alternate universe listening to this one conversation where there was like 4 people and someone said, the CGI is like the worst CGI I've ever seen. Everyone just agreed, and I felt like it was an alternate universe because
everyone was.
CGI was like amazing.
It's some of the greatest CGI I've ever seen. Like watching the movies over and over and over again, I look for things like that, and I can't find one shot of a dinosaur that looks fake. Like Jurassic Park, yes, I'm looking at it now. There's parts that that doesn't look too real. So people that are like saying Jurassic Park, I heard too many reviewers say Jurassic Park's dinosaurs look more real. Well, obviously the animatronics are going to look more real, but I'm not talking about the animatronics. I'm talking about the CGI. And it's not. Yeah, it's great CGI for 1993, but you have to give credit where credit is due, and this is some of the best or great. This is just great CGI. I mean, I guess my only negative. It's not really negative. Is some of the scenes with the kids, I can see the storyline they don't really hammer home with that. Like it's not as I bought it. I bought the whole storyline of them being like their parents not getting along, but I can understand. I would rather have seen other storylines pushed, like Hoskins' weaponizing storyline or Henry Wu's manipulating. Henry Wu is basically the one making these dinosaurs, so he knows some things that we don't know that we're going to find out in this next movie. I guess that's a negative for me. Is just having some more. There's too many scenes focused on that. They only touch on it a couple times on the monorail, and then just kind of the opening, sort of. But you know what? But it wasn't very. It was very short. Like they were only with the family in the beginning for like probably maybe 2 minutes at most.
Oh, yeah, they get to the
so they get there
really
pretty
quick.
fast. So I can't really complain about that. That's my only nitpick of this thing. Everything else is just phenomenal.
So the kids is where I would have to have just a negative, just because, I mean, there's certain moments where I've talked to them a bunch where they're laughing in a scenario, and it's a very minor nitpick, but I'm just saying, like, I just don't think they'd be laughing in that scenario, and it's very minor. I mean, I don't even think it'll take off any points, but, I mean, that's just would be a minor negative, but...
You know what, in the comments, let us know, if you guys have seen Jurassic World, it's the scene where they're at the edge of the waterfall, and Indominus is coming out after the Ankylosaurus scene, which is another good dinosaur fight.
Yeah.
But they jump in the water, and they're about eaten, and they stand under the water, and they swim to the side, and they're both in shock that they just survived this killing machine. I would be pretty ecstatic too that I just survived that. Would you not be laughing and not really laughing to laugh, but they're laughing that they just survived? Like, would you not be happy, or would you be sitting there like crying? Like, I don't know. I guess that's what Kenny would.
I mean, if I was like running, like, let's put it in the realistic scenario. If I'm running away from a bear, and the bear almost bites me as I jump off a waterfall, I mean,
Is he gone?
Well, I jump off a huge cliff, so the bear's up there. So
yeah, so you'd be pretty
if
happy.
I fell in, well, I'd be happy, but I wouldn't
show
it.
So you would,
but I would not show it.
Okay.
I would be glad I wasn't dead, but I would be.
Which is exactly
I would be
what
like,
they're doing.
I would be like, what the f? Because I've actually almost was eaten by a bear.
No, let's not go
I had
there,
a close encounter with a bear in the real life. I'm not joking. Where it was close, and when I got away from it, I was not freaking laughing. So that's actually proof. But I mean, it's not as same as running away from Dominus. It's kind of like comparing it to Avengers. There were a few like oh crap moments in that.
Yeah,
like one was like Thanos freaking knocking out Hulk, and one was like him snapping his fingers. One was killing Gamora, like stuff like that. And there was those moments in here, like with the Indominus talking to. Well, had the fact that he could camouflage. It can camouflage! The one where he talks to the raptors, and the raptors turn around, and then the one with the T-Rex. It's like there's those moments in there that, like, there's just a few really memorable moments.
One of the greatest InGen, not InGen, ACU people of all time, Hamada. And then also, we completely forgot about the scene where the babysitter gets taken by pterodons, and she's in the water, and it's trying to pick her up out of the water, and the mosasaur comes up and eats her, and the pterodon with him. So there's so many great moments in this movie. Do you want to mention anything before we get to final thoughts?
Well, I mean, there's one thing I wanted to mention is Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom are apparently going to have scenes where people are running out crying. So speaking of the one scene in this movie where the long neck dies. And
it's definitely an emotional scene. It didn't make me cry, but it definitely made me. I mean, I'm sad.
I don't think I've cried in the theater.
No.
I mean, maybe if I'm watching like a true story about soldiers dying, then that would be different. But I mean, it was really sad. It was really heart wrenching. So that's why freaking dinosaurs are getting burned by lava in this next one.
And it wasn't even just. We'll see that, but it wasn't even just the one that was like the animatronic there. It's when you see the rest that are dead. So like he killed a bunch of apatosaurs, which is pretty crazy. Final thoughts. This is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. I have friends that say it's ridiculous that I say that, but this is definitely. I love everything in it. I've watched all the time. Kenny can say. I mean, I play it all the time. I have posters in here, left and right.
It definitely has the rewatchability.
Definitely, I could watch this a million times in a row, and it would still be as great as watching it the first time. Like just watching it over and over again, and like the first time. And I would have to give this movie easily a 10 out of 10.
I mean, so this is the kind of movie where. I think a 10 out of 10 doesn't have to be a perfect movie.
There is no perfect movie.
Yeah, there is no. Every say Jurassic Park's perfect, but it's not.
There is no perfect movie.
Someone could find negative, but it can be perfect to me. But a 10 out of 10, I definitely have to give Jurassic World a 10 out of 10 because there's so many great moments. I mean, the Indominus Rex is the coolest dinosaur we've ever seen in this universe. I mean, because I honestly thought it was
a mix of Spinosaurus.
It's definitely the coolest for the abilities, and
the first hybrid.
Yeah, we'll have to see if the dinosaurs the next one beat it. But there's so many memorable moments. I walked out of this theater really happy, and they met my expectations. I mean, I was thinking about things that I thought couldn't happen, and they actually happened in the movie. So definitely deserves a 10 out of 10.
And this wraps up our Jurassic. Well, no, this doesn't wrap. It just wraps up our Jurassic series. leading up to Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, which we will be seeing Thursday night. Let us know in the comments if you guys liked what we did in the Incredibles 2 review, where they showed the crowd, he showed us walking in, because we might start doing that again when we walk into the theater. And that was our quick review of Jurassic World. We'll see you guys in the next movie review. Bye, guys.